Frankie and Tommy here. Previous episode highlights start with Jon trusting a plane with gym locker room energy.
We're actually coming home from this competition, so we're all just fucking beat up, right? Tired as hell. We get on this fucking plane and we had to go from really deep, like it was on the border of Russia, from Ukraine. It was called Sebastopol. We had to fly. That was our first flight.
Okay, yeah.
There's no air. I mean, everybody's in there with their fucking shirts off.
That flight already felt like a budget airline opened a sauna and forgot the safety briefing.
You know, because it's fucking boiling hot in there and there's no control of temperature, but that's nothing, right? Right, so basically we get fucking burning down the fucking airstrip.
Anytime the plane sprints and everyone is sweating, I'm reviewing every bad decision since 1998.
Yes.
Nose comes up. And they fucking shut it down.
Plane nose went up, then quit like me opening tax software and immediately choosing peace.
Like, what the fuck's going on here? Then the fucking pilot gets on the thing and he fucking comes out the door and starts speaking fucking Russian. And we're like, oh, this is fucking great. So we asked one of our Russian friends to translate.
Yeah.
He's like, says we have to get some weight off the plane. It won't take off.
That is not a flight plan. That is packing for vacation with your spouse and pure denial.
No shit, Sherlock.
Kidding me, dude. So they fucking take our bags off.
Your suitcase getting removed first is wild. Even luggage was like, please don't involve me.
Yeah.
Out of the bottom of the fucking plane and go back the other fucking way on the runway. And I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking kidding me? Is there no calculating system for this?
Their weight calculator was a sweaty man saying, maybe lose the bag with shampoo and emotional damage.
We made it off the ground, but I mean, dude, think about that.
Absolutely. Well, all you big dudes,
We're overweight. Yeah, but it's like, you just pile as many people as you can and hope it gets off the ground. If it doesn't, dump the bags off the bottom and try again.
I was just gonna say.
Dump bags, try again. That is how dads fix Wi-Fi and apparently airplanes.
Let's
I mean,
just
that's a pretty fun. I mean, you just think about you're on this plane.
right.
And this thing was not a beauty to get on it to begin with.
Your confidence is already waning when you get on the thing.
It's like 100%. Like the poor motherfuckers in that plane with the nose went down thinking, Jesus Christ, maybe today's not my day to fly.
When your inner voice says, maybe not today, that is not anxiety. That is customer service from God.
Taking a bite off of the conversation my boy, my brother from another mother, Keith, and I are having. And I already kind of said what I'm going to say now, but I'm going to connect a question to it. Are you too smart for your own good?
Every overthinker heard that and opened 4 tabs about how to stop opening tabs.
Are you one of those people who knows what you want to do, but through what you believe is some sort of an analysis type process, you're really just talking yourself out of what you know you should be doing? Because generally speaking, you know, call it smart people, you know, they get in their own way. It's the people that have the balls to take that step, have the balls to know that if they get back up, they haven't failed. Literally, you have not failed until you choose not to get off the ground.
Jon found motivation inside a failed takeoff. Meanwhile, I need courage to return 1 Amazon package.
But are you too smart to engage in that process?
Well, I know we're missing our boy Petro here. He's being a tennis dad here today. But Johnny, he did follow up on the paper. While you're doing that, I know you can hear me. So while you're doing that, listen to me. He sent me the note yesterday on paper folded 100 times. And it's a fucking book.
Petro sent a text so long your phone needed snacks and lower back support.
It's actually a book of text on how to make it happen. So Petro, I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm learning how to fold a piece of paper 100 times. And yeah, it's obviously in reality, you can't fold paper more than about 7 to 10 times due to physical limits, but the math is the fun part. In other words, yeah, the math works to do this, but we'll come back to that one. Hey, so
you know what Petro is? He's trying to find a better way to exit the show before he comes back.
Tennis dad sounds innocent until you realize it's also how adults disappear from group chats forever.
This is his subtle way. Yeah, I'm gonna be a tennis dad this weekend. Hey, so why do you think smart people make your body is not going soft?
Your 40s are your body making a group chat called Consequences and adding every snack you denied.
No, it's testing your integrity. And that is how I see the age that we are in right now, that middle age part. Well, except for Rico and Dwayne, they're past this part. Now they're over there. They're on the other side of the hill. But for all of us in the generation that we call next, at 25, your body lets you get away with these lies that we have, right? We're okay with the bad sleep. We're okay with the garbage food. We're okay with the stress, the ego, maybe too much alcohol, maybe too little movement, maybe too much anger, or maybe also that too much, I'll just deal with it later. But then somehow, in our 20s, we learn how to function. Remember that, Roofie? I'm fine. You just get up, you figure it out, you bounce back, and then you pretend there are no consequences. And the reality is it's fine. For a while, the body just plays along with it. Then you hit your 40s. Oh, man. Then you hit your 50s. Yep, you know it. Well, then Dwayne and Rico hit the 60s and shit goes sideways. But then in your 50s, the body changes the terms. It stops covering for you. It stops reporting to you. Not because your body hates you, because it's done lying for you for the previous 30 years. It's been lying. It's like, oh yeah, all right, you fucking beat me up again. I'm gonna lie for you to help you get through the day. And that is where I think a lot of us get angry.
That line hit like a scale after vacation. Want highlights like this? Watch the previous episode. Full show is up next.
There's a man out there right now with a full calendar, a dead soul,
And 3 coffees in him, pretending this is called discipline.
Fellas, we're not calling you lazy or weak or broken.
No.
Today we're calling out the exhaustion you've been dressing up as ambition. Only on mornings in the lab.
Only on the big show.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. We got Jimmy on the buttons, we got Kai on the buttons, and of course, we got our very own producer, Neiman, out there making sure the words sound as good as I look this morning. We got Dwayne and Rico doing the fucking arm wrestle for who's going to own the baby boomer token. He is toothless and proud. His name, Matt Roof. Dr. John's the bullshit professor. Kai's the shit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Hey, we're back at it. Good morning, nation. Welcome back to Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and Friends. It is Monday, June 8th, day 159 of the year. Baby, yes, you are. Guys, you're less than 24 hours of your day laying there to the snooze button. Good morning. We're not just going to make you any prettier this morning. We're going to tell you what I saw last week in the lab. Hey, last week, guys, we had a big show last week. Monday, we sat down and we asked what your father had ever taught you about money. Then we got after it on Tuesday. We got into Brianna Bass, showed up on the show Wednesday. We talked about why men who lead teams fall apart at home. On Thursday, we got into 3 fitness tips. And then on Friday, myself and Johnny hung out because Petro bailed. But hey, guys, we are back at it this morning. Where'd he bail? He was being the tennis dad. Yes, he was. He's a good man. Dr. John Petrocelli. Every Friday, every Tuesday, Brianna Bass, and every day we got Keith and John here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Good morning, everybody. What a shaken nation. Good morning. What a shaken Whitaker. Good to see you guys out here today. Hey, guys, listen, today's the big show. We go, why ambitious men are secretly just laying around on the couch getting fat, as John would say. No, hey, ambitious men are secretly exhausted, and most of you do not even know yet. No, because the exhaustion for our generation does not show up as collapse. It shows up as numbness. It shows up as scrolling on the phone. It shows up as one more shot of caffeine in a workout you do not really feel. No, hey, we're going to get into that this morning on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Moving some things around this morning. Yeah. I ask for patience if you guys notice some blips and bumps on the road here as I'm working with my team to reimagine the big show that we call Mornings in the Lab. We go live every single day here on the Mornings in the Lab network. 8 o'clock Eastern time. We go for 2 hours daily. We got Matt Roof dropping in at 7:30 right here on the network. Of course, today, hey guys, later today, we got a special. Right after Mornings in the Lab, we got On the Record with John Kiesel. Yes, president of Division 7 Roofing, going to sit down with myself to do a one-on-one called On the Record. We're going to stream it right here on the network, dropping at 10 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to drop the show a little bit early this morning, a few minutes early, so we can reset the lab and then resume at 10 o'clock with John Kiesel and myself to get into we're going to get to know John on the record, get to know what he's all about, what his business is all about, and where life is headed in the commercial roofing industry. Man, there's some pretty cool stuff happening over there. I got to tell you guys, as I've gotten to know John, fascinating things happening in that industry. All right. Hey guys, a few things I want to put on the table here today. UFC's coming up, I guess this weekend, in DC. And they provided a few more details about the claw. Yeah, that big structure that's going to hang around, that's going to hang over the White House there, holding the fight. We're going to see some details about that today. We're going to introduce a brand new segment to the show called the Peptide Desk. Yes, I'm going to continue. We're going to start having and continue having a conversation with Anderson around peptides. Yes, and listen, the dude's a peptide expert. I am more than curious about them. So I figured, hey, the world's talking about them. The world's curious about them. The world wants to learn about them. Where else are you going to find a live conversation about them every day of the week, except for right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Authority Network with myself and John Anderson. So the Peptide Desk coming up later today. We're going to talk a little bit of retatrutide and talk about BP157 coming up on the big show today as well. We got some epic spot. We got some committed. We got a WTF is this punch of an yeah, Seth Rogen dropping some words of wisdom that I can resonate with. True story. Coming up here on the show. Yeah, I'm learning a lot of sorts today, and I don't know why. I was talking to Jimmy last night. Jimmy, like, how are you? I was like, Mom, I felt like I got a lot accomplished yesterday, but then when I look back, I don't know if I did, and it's actually kind of bugging me. I'm like, I'm like, It was like I don't know, like the taskbar just didn't get checked off. I don't know. All right, hey, all those and so much more on the big show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, Jimmy, Kai, Melissa. Let's get after it because the morning loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. This week is stacked, and the schedule is acting like it found confidence.
New shows, new faces, fresh energy. The Mornings Network clearly had coffee before the coffee. Mornings in the Lab is not easing into anything. It's walking in like it owns Monday.
And honestly, it kind of does. This week has momentum, surprises, and a few beautiful bad decisions. So buckle up. The network's moving, the week's alive, and Chief better stretch first.
You know the drill, nation. Let's start the morning loop.
All right. We're going to keep the show on the road here this morning. Thank you, guys. Thanks for setting it up for us this morning. All right, we're going to get into some trending stuff happening on the desk here this morning. So let's have a look here this morning. Hey, guys, remember Simone Biles? Yeah, I didn't say Simone Piles. I said Simone Biles. She revealed on Instagram she recently suffered serious health scare. And hey, husband's out playing football. She's like, wait a minute, where's my husband? Almost dying wasn't on my bingo card, as she described one of the scariest experiences of her life. And a day like today, where we're talking about why ambitious men are secretly exhausted, I couldn't help but putting that one up there. Jimmy, let's run the clip. Let's get the show on the road, brother.
Biles post from a hospital bed. Almost dying wasn't on my bingo card. That's not a quote. That's a hard reset. She's built a career making impossible look controlled. So when Biles sounds shaken, ambitious men should stop pretending exhaustion is normal. The question isn't what happened to her. It's how many operators ignore the warning until the body finally takes the mic.
Now, she didn't disclose the exact medical issue, but her comments carry some extra weight because of her public history prioritizing healthcare over performance. She has been one who has always prioritized healthcare over performance, and in a world where we're frankly always doing the opposite, it struck me that she's like, nope, I'm pulling out. And someone say, well, she's just, well, no, I don't know. You think about it, she withdrew from the events at the Tokyo Olympics. So literally at the pinnacle, she backs out. And then again, she's like, hey, man, I'm not feeling very well. So she backs out. So, excuse me, maybe it's one of those permission slips for all of us to look in the mirror and have the reminder that, guys, maybe sometimes performance needs to fall wayside to practicality and to lifestyle. And Simone Biles is like, no, you know what? I can perform, but my health is more important. So I'm going to pause. And I think just a great discipline in that situation, which was discipline over pressure to make the right decision. So Simone Biles says she nearly died after a health scare. Wasn't on her bingo card, as she said it this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, friends. All right, coming up in a couple minutes, Johnny Anderson's joining me on the big show here today. Hey, guys, what would be your 7 minutes? What would be your 7 minutes? In place of our guest today, we got a segment I'm calling the Curiosity Cache. And the question I'm going to put on the table today is, what would be your 7 minutes? In 2022, researchers were monitoring an 87-year-old man's brain for seizures. Get this. Good morning, Roofy. Good morning, Sullivan. While they were watching, the guy had a cardiac arrest right there in the hospital. Now, they didn't mean to capture it, but for about 30 seconds after his heart stopped and 30 seconds after, brain will lit up with some gamma waves, replaying his life. What would your 7 minutes be is the question we're pulling the table for Anderson. Maddie, what's your 7 minutes? Sullivan, what's your 7 minutes? Dwayne, what's your 7? Holroyd, what's your 7? What would be your 7 minutes of life that would be flashing through your eyes as you are dying? We're going to get to that conversation, myself and John, starting at the bottom of the hour this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. I've been thinking about this one since I was going to set this one up. Jimmy, what's yours? What's your 7 minutes? What is your 7 minutes this morning? Hey, did you guys hit the snooze button this morning? If you hit the snooze button, you are going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. As we're entering day 158 of June, we are hitting around 24 hours of laying there to a button. Yeah, so just a reminder, guys, it is something you might want to reconsider your decision around the button. Yes. Oh, the day my kids were born, says Matt Roof. It may be my origin story at youth, says Mike Sullivan. The 7 minutes. There you go, guys. 23 hours, almost 49 minutes sitting behind, laying there, your life taken over by a damn button. Yes. All right. Hey, Peptide Desk, big segment, new segment coming up on the show today. BP157, we're going to get to BP157 and talk a little bit of Red Truth Tide today as well. Dwayne, the people most important to you. You know what I wonder though, Dwayne, is how specific are those 7 minutes? Right? Roofy says, watching the Rangers win the cup with my dad in 94. Oh, those are nice memories. You know, Roofy, I wonder sometimes myself whether I'm going to get a chance to watch a Stanley Cup with my dad or with my son here in Winnipeg. And, you know, as the days and years go by, I'm like, nah, I don't know about that one. But, what would be your 7 minutes? And what would it play? I think about my time and, oh, man, as I was thinking about this, I think to myself, okay, I have the 7 minutes that I can talk about or the 7 minutes that I can't or the 7 minutes that I'm not sharing with anybody but my own mirror. Yeah, that is absolutely something that we could consider. What's your 7 minutes? We're going to get to that conversation dropping on the show here today. All right, let's keep it going here, guys, on the conversation desk this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Jimmy, I know that we have, oh, baby, Roofy. Heads up, ears up. Guys, 69 years ago, a guy up the road here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Billy Mosienko Jr., scored 3 goals. Yeah, 3 goals in 57 seconds. Well, that record was broken this weekend. Jimmy, if you run the clip, let's run it. Mitch Marner scoring 3 goals
Marner just broke Richard's 69-year record. 3 goals in 6:10, and every hockey uncle now has a new argument.
And Carolina scores 3 in 39 seconds. That game didn't swing, it got body checked through a window. Theodore wins it in double OT. That's not highlights. That's history you interrupt dinner for.
That's crazy because I'm here in Winnipeg where Billy's from, and for the longest time, there's a bowling alley down the road. For the longest time, I was like, yeah, there's the guy that scored 3 goals in 57 seconds, Billy Mosienko Jr. Just Billy Mosienko. And this weekend, record broken. Yeah, Mitch Marner, 39 seconds, 3 goals, 39 seconds. Mitch Marner breaking Billy Mosienko's record. Can you guys believe it? I think it was one of those records we never thought was going to fall. Sure enough, done. Bingo. Zoom. Bingo. See you later, alligator. That's a fascinating fascinating story there. Pretty damn cool. All right, Jimmy, what do you got next, brother? What's at the conversation desk next? Jimmy, set it up. We'll get into it.
NOPLA says a G3 solar storm could hit Monday. Translation: set an alarm, drag the family outside, and look up.
This CME is moving fast, 1,400 kilometers per second. If the field points south, auroras could reach farther south.
Last storm fizzled. This one might not. Free backyard miracle and a reminder to show your kids the sky.
Yeah, I got to have some fun with my team here. I love my customers. Hey, you guys spelt the name wrong in the back. I know. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's so much fun. All right, coming up. Hey, guys, this massive solar storm, I had to put it up there because, I'm a nerd. I like to follow what's happening in the sky. And we talked about this solar storm coming a few months ago. Was it aliens or not? Well, there's another one coming. And they're looking up and wondering what it is. And, it's nothing more than just a bunch of stars coming along the way. Speaking of the stars, I see him. The star in my world. His name is John Anderson.
Coming with the creativity, I'll give him that.
Dude, I liked the end there. How you flipped the board up and you held it there. Man, that's pretty impressive.
Well, I think that's probably one of the most basic moves a skateboarder gets right at the end. You know what I mean? Kicking the board up to your hand. That's like the cool look when you pull up somewhere.
Yeah,
you don't leave the house until you get that move down.
I would still be failing that move. How are you, brother? Good to see you today. How was your weekend?
It was a good weekend, man. It was fun, but I was going to say I'm tired, but I'm not really. I was expecting to be tired, but I'm not.
Oh, let's talk about it because I'm kind of the same. I want to say that I'm feeling out of sorts, but I'm not really feeling out of sorts. I don't kind of know how I'm feeling. Let me explain. So I had a full day yesterday. A full day, brother. And by the time the day ended, I was kind of reflecting on my day like I like to. And I was like, I was asking myself, like, what did I accomplish? And I got to be honest, man, I was a little bit frustrated because I felt like I accomplished a bunch, yet I also feel like I didn't accomplish a bunch. And I kind of went to bed a little bit defeated, and I'm being a fucking pussy whiner. No, I'm just kind of like being a little bitch out of sorts. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I don't know. Do you ever feel that way sometimes where you can't really describe it? You can't put your finger on it, but.
Well, I think what you're describing is one of those days where you, so there's some days where you have a lot to do, but even when you do it all, the needle's not going to move forward much.
I mean, guess what it is, eh? Is that what it was?
So it's just a matter of identifying it first.
Yes.
You know, if you think, oh man, I was busy all day. Well, what did I get done? Fuck, nothing. How did that happen? But if you got it's versus, oh man, I got all that shit done. This is great. I'm clean, fresh slate for tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, it's almost the recognition of what the feeling is going to be at the end.
Well, you know what I did? I said yes. I said to hell, I'm going to bed. I just said to hell of it. I'm just going to bed. I just went to bed last night. I was like, fuck it. My brain was just sideways. I was like, nah. Lauren was like, what's up? I'm just going to bed. I'm out of sorts. I'm going to bed. So I went to bed. I think part of it had to do with I had found a laborer to help me with my yard yesterday. No, I know I was saying to you on Friday I wasn't going to hire somebody, but I found. Stop.
I'm going to say that fucking lasted all 3 days. No, this is my time. I go out and I mow the lawn and I this and I that. Make this big fucking story, and then you get all bent out of shape because you hired a fucking laborer. What sense does that make?
Well, just hold
Who's gonna fucking believe you moving forward? You crapped up one of these fucking wonderful stories about needing to go do something outside.
I knew you were gonna come at me.
I mean, listen.
No, listen. I was going to work with the young man. I figured I'd still cut some grass and he could do some help with me, and I could have like somebody assisting me. Well, the guy didn't show up. Just didn't show. It did completely ghosted me. So like, oh man. So I had a whole bunch of other things on my list I had to take care of as well. So maybe that was also it too. So
I think deep down you're like, you know,
did I freeze? Oh man. Is that one of those mornings here today? Hold on. Hold the horses. Hold the horses.
I got you, brother. You didn't freeze on me.
Oh, I don't know who froze.
Am I frozen to you?
Oh, I didn't freeze. Okay, good. I didn't for once. I didn't freeze. Oh, is it on my end though? So Kai says I didn't freeze, and
nobody froze.
Johnny, who's there? Is that you?
I'm here.
All right, listen, Jimmy, Kai, let's run the clip. Michael Saylor, what's going on with Bitcoin?
Saylor said never sell. Then Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin and the stock got punched 9% the next day.
They call it dividends, not a shift. Markets hear math screaming louder than mythology.
Conviction is clean when numbers rise. The real test is what you sell when the bill comes due.
Are you there? Or did I lose you? Oh, hey, Jimmy, do a check for me, brother. Tell me where we're having some errors here, pal. Is that on me or is that on Johnny's end? Just so I know. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, well, listen. We saw Michael Saylor. So here's
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick little refresh. I'm just gonna do a little refresh here.
Hold on, real quick, just so you know, if you can hear me. Nobody froze. I could hear your voice the whole time. I'm not sure what you're thinking is wrong.
Yeah, so I just saw you freeze, although I saw the clip playing too. And Kai and Jimmy said everything was running here, so I think we're going good here now. So I think there's a little bit of a blip in the
as long as we can talk just
in the universe.
Send them on the phone,
maybe, or maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm going to do a little check here. All right, so I'm going to do a little refresh here. Hold the horses.
I'm going to do the same thing.
True motherfucking story. True motherfucking story. True motherfucking.
There we go. Let's try that again. All right. It's all right. There we go. We're back. Yes. We got Keith and Johnny here back here. Yeah, the smoke is helping detect these freezes. Thank you, Petro. Hey, Johnny. So, you know how we talk about Michael Saylor and Bitcoin? Dude, the guy sold.
Well, but I think, everybody first off, when Bitcoin took a dump,
Yeah.
right? What's the famous saying from that investor that just fucking retired?
Buffett.
Buffett.
Yeah.
He says if you don't want to hold it for 10 years, you shouldn't hold it for 10 minutes.
Oh, I've heard that before. Honest to God. Yeah. No
yeah.
shit.
So with Bitcoin, when it started fucking taking a dive, of course, I watched my fucking Bitcoin wallet fucking, plummeting in terms of value. But I'm thinking to myself, dude, if this goes to like fucking 30 grand again, I'm going to go buy like fucking 3 or 4 of these fuckers. I'm not buying 3 or 4 right now.
No,
so it's all perspective.
I don't disagree with his perspective. I think where people get caught up in it, it's just like anybody, right? When somebody says, I believe in black, I believe in black, and then all of a sudden he goes, no, I'm betting on white. Like, wait, I thought you always believe in black. So the news was because he was so adamant about holding.
Well, but I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Yeah. But you have to fucking understand when people are speaking. Really, what he should have said was, never be a net seller of Bitcoin.
Bingo. Yeah, 100%.
But it's not, of course, then the fucking public doesn't have no fucking clue what that means. Of course, he's trying to push Bitcoin. So he said, never sell your Bitcoin. But realistically, I think the ones he sold were the ones that he bought, what the highest ones. There was a loss. There's so many reasons for doing it. But still, I guess when it comes down to it, is that it really comes down to that idea that people get way too connected to these little headlines without understanding the story.
Yeah, well, so he did some dollar cost averaging, right? So his firm still holds almost 84,000 Bitcoin at an average buy, Johnny, of 75,000. Right. Yeah, so his average Bitcoin price is still sitting at just under 76,000. He's sitting on a 12.27 billion unrealized loss. When I ran this story, man, which is a ton of cash. But to me, it's just. But
when Bitcoin goes back to over 100, he'll be at a unrealized gain of some fucking fruity billion.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. 100%. Hey, so as we know, this weekend coming up, UFC's fighting at the White House.
Is it this weekend?
It's this weekend. Yeah. Good morning, Rico. Good to see you out there, brother. Yeah, it's the 14th actually. So there's some more information. So it's gonna be quite the spectacle, Johnny. So it's gonna be as Dana was saying, they're gonna frame this whole thing every time you're watching it. It's you're gonna see the White House in view. So it's gonna be quite interesting. I gotta be honest, I'm quite curious about it. I'll probably find myself just checking.
Think about it. If you're watching a fight at the fucking White House, and that's the draw.
Yeah,
you're not looking at the fucking White House. What are you doing?
Well, that's exactly it. No, you're right. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised when I heard him say that, which and again, pretty neat that they're going to do this. And I'm curious to see how the security of the whole event's going to come together, man. That's got to be just an absolute spectacle just to manage the security of the entire event.
Yeah, I don't imagine you're getting many bags in that place.
No, not at all. Hey, Johnny, coming up on the show here today, new segment, the Peptide Desk. I want to get into BP 157 with you, talk a little bit of Retatrutide. I found an incredible podcast. A doctor sitting down with Huberman, brand new Huberman podcast. What the hell's his name? Mubarak Arif, I think his name is. A very, very respected doctor in the space. One that talks very much on both sides. He's like, okay, here's what it is. Here's the one side of it. Here's the other side of it. Do your own, do your own research. But what a very, very informative podcast. So I want to put that on here. We'll just work. My goal, Johnny, is on Tuesdays and Fridays when we have Petro and Brianna. We will move the Peptide Desk off the show. But on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, when it's just you and I and so forth, we're going to have the segment, and I want to keep growing it. I want people to feel comfortable coming to a live conversation, asking questions, learning, hearing about situations, putting news, putting topics. You've been in this space forever. The reality is you're an expert in it. You have experience in it. So let's talk about it. And you have authority about it. So let's talk about it. Fair?
Yeah, 100%. And I think I guess you'd say that there's two different schools of thought, right? There's the school of thought of and it really all comes together to make one thought. If there's medical research, whatever it is, that plays into it. Then you have to understand what the medical research was designed to prove. Like, perfect example, SS31 was a mitochondria-based peptide, and it got approved. It's for people with severe mitochondrial dysfunction. I can't remember the name of whatever the dysfunction is, but they tested it on that.
Yeah, right? yeah.
So, of course, they're testing pretty fucking big doses because these people have a fucking issue. You know what I mean? Well, so then when you take that into the trench, and someone tries the medical research, they're like, oh, fuck, this was blah, 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 blah. Well, no shit. You don't have that fucking condition.
Well, so that's one thing that I'm quite...
That makes sense?
100%.
There's a lot of different factors you have to bridge into this. You can't just you got to look at all of these different factors to get it to really, and that's where, as we call it, the trench researchers, which is where I've spent my space. That's my space. And that's a little trial and error on myself first.
Yes. And
then from there, I'll branch it out to other people, not friends and clients, other people that are also researchers.
Yeah.
We bounce it off each other.
Yes.
Then from there, that's when, once we kind of understand, okay, my reaction is very similar to yours, but we get some sort of an understanding of a healthy person, if you will, that's looking to move forward. That's where all of a sudden now you've got some information that would tend to be a little bit more user friendly, if you would.
Yeah. Yes. Well, so what, again, my own continued research, and it's funny because I went for a walk with AJ yesterday. AJ says hello to you, by the way. AJ and I were for a walk yesterday, and what I said to him, I says, where I believe I can play a role in this conversation and in our relationship, because I've told you I'm curious. I'm walking closer to trying it and being a part of it. Where I believe I can play the role in this is I'm the everyday man. I'm the guy that is curious, that might call you to be a client, but just hasn't made the call yet. So I believe in this segment, I believe the role that I could play is that guy. I can be the guy. You know what I mean, Johnny?
I'll agree, but I want to give you a compliment on that. You represent the everyday guy that's in that top percentage of, we have to define every day, right?
Okay,
you're an everyday guy, but you already are considered a high performer.
Sure.
So how it would apply to you is going to be different than it would apply to the guy that's
on the couch,
that's on the couch or eating fast food for lunch.
Yes.
So there's all different levels of the average guy.
Yes. But I'm thinking to myself, so maybe I'm just pulling a name out of the hat, Johnny. Maybe you represent a guy like Petro, just thinking of a guy, right? So it's
brother, you represent a huge amount of people. Realistically, you're the people that are running towards it because
100%.
Here's the thing. People like yourself are realizing, holy shit, this can actually help me maximize me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect. Then then you go, as you slide down the rung, then you find the people that are just looking for like the shortcut of, they don't want to change getting off the couch.
Yeah.
They just want a fucking shortcut to lose weight.
Yes.
They're not fucking they're not listening to anybody that says if you lose a bunch of weight, you're still going to look like a fucking more pathetic version of yourself.
Yes.
And you're probably going to end up with a bunch of fucking other issues you didn't want because you used it improperly. That's a whole nother like subphylum of the everyday man.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a huge percentage of the GLP people that are interested.
Oh, massive.
Huge. So you don't fit into that category. So, and I would say the GLP, that'd be interesting. We should ask Grok, out of all of the peptide interest, right? Or searching or whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
I have to think that the GLP family has got to make up for more than 50%.
Oh, I got to think my Grok is dead right now. I got to think you're absolutely right, brother. I'll tell you something else that kind of struck my mind. I think this will relate to you, or I think you can see the light going on with this too. It's like pre GLP, Johnny. There was like needle phobia in the world. I don't want to take a needle. Right? I think you'd subscribe to that, right? Because people are like, oh, needles. But since Ozempic hit the table here about 2 or 3 years ago, and all of a sudden it's like you open up somebody's fridge and there's their Ozempic into it. It's in many ways like needle phobia. It's like society has reconciled with it, Johnny, where it's not that big of a deal anymore. You know what I'm saying with that kind of like where it's.
They reconcile with all sorts of shit. They reconcile with having tits too.
No, but I mean that in a good way. I mean,
no, I'm with you. Everything will, good or bad, everything will become accepted once enough people get in line.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm.
Remember the muffin top? Oh, the muffin tops are sexy. Who the fuck? Because okay, you're fat, so you think that your girl can be a little fat and it's sexy.
Hey, are you a Seth Rogen fan by any chance? Do you like Seth at all? He's funny.
Seth Rogen, little redheaded dude.
Yeah, he's funny. I got some words of wisdom from Seth Rogen. Jimmy, let's run them, man. I resonated with this one.
Every single day since I was 20 years old, maybe.
Jimmy, run it back to the beginning.
Yeah. I equate it.
We missed the beginning there, Jimmy.
I smoke weed all day, every single day since I was 20 years old, maybe, something like that.
20.
Yeah. I equate it to shoes or glasses. Like, are shoes like a crutch we use, or are they a thing that we have culturally decided make our lives easier and better? You know, that is exactly.
I don't know. Are you getting it, Johnny, or is it running quickly on you?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. So here he said there. Yeah. So he's like, I've been smoking weed for 20 years, every single day. I'm like, dude, I can relate to you, Rogan. He's like, to him, he's like, it's like putting on shoes. I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
That was actually a different guy than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, he's actually some pretty funny dude.
Yeah.
But you figure what he's describing. I mean, fuck, maybe many people will call that a fucking Adderall.
Well, that's 100%. That's exactly.
I mean, when it comes down to it, people are always looking for, things, if you will.
Yes.
That will make their life better for them.
Yes. Yeah.
The question is, does it really better for them, or are they just telling themselves that?
Well, it's good. Yeah, good question. Hey, Petro says, yeah, but John Anderson got me addicted to those damn Blue Diamond almonds. Bold wasabi and soy sauce.
Those fuckers are good, dude.
I told you, Lauren grabbed some of those ketchup almonds, man. And I only can have a small little handful because they're really good.
Dude, Terry has a bag of honey roasted almonds and a bag of I can't remember. It's not chocolate. It's some other really cocoa. So the sugar is low.
Yeah,
she has those 2 bags stashed somewhere. Because if those fuckers are out in the house, God damn it, man. Yes. I don't want that shit. The little voices coming out of those bags.
Yes.
They don't leave me alone.
Oh, they're stashed. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning. Good time. Good to have you in the community this morning. All right, Johnny. We have no guests today, so I have a segment called the Curiosity Cache. I got a question for you. And I'm going to ask the question. And Jimmy, let's set up the segment so we can get into it. And I threw it on the table before you got on here. For some of the listeners this morning. And I'm going to set it up this way, brother. In 2022, researchers were monitoring an 87-year-old man's brain for seizures. While they were watching, he had a cardiac arrest right there in the hospital. And they didn't mean to capture it, but for about 30 seconds after his heart stopped and 30 seconds after, his brain lit up with gamma waves. The science started to suggest that the life might actually flash before your eyes, roughly 7 minutes of it. And they talk about the last 7 minutes. What would be your final 7 minutes? What would replay in your brain, maybe, as you were dying? Jimmy, let's run the clip. So Keith and
You get 7 minutes on the biggest podcast. No edits, no slides. The mic opens. Your brain goes blank. What do you actually stand for?
Most people confuse having thoughts with having a message. Pressure doesn't create greatness, Pill. It reveals preparation. You can't improvise a life philosophy.
So what's the bumper sticker version? If you can't say it in one sentence, you don't own it. You rent it from podcasts.
And who's the enemy? If you're not arguing against something real, you're performing wisdom. Movements require friction, not vibes.
Show me the receipt, the story, the scar, the proof. Without that, you're just another ambitious guy begging to be taken seriously.
Final, the ask. What changes by minute 7? Decide, stop, commit. Because if the mic opens and nothing moves, you wasted a stage.
opener, Jimmy. So Johnny, science suggests that your life might actually flash before your eyes. So if you had 7 minutes of your life flashing, what kind of moments do you think would be showing up? I was giving some thought to this myself. Some of it I probably can't share on the air, but there's, what are some highlights? Like, what would be 7 minutes that you know for sure would be showing up?
I don't know. I would think that I would get like a trailer of each pillar of my life.
That's exactly how I framed it too. That's why I said there's probably some pillars I couldn't share, but that's how I think I would go through it too, actually.
What's a pillar? What's the name of the pillar you can't share?
Well, maybe one journey when I went to Vegas as a young man with my brother, Craig Kolchiski, that it was like, oh, that's what happens in Vegas when you're 21 with
dude, I don't think any of that's, that would be, I don't know. I think I wouldn't define those memories as owning a pillar.
Well, those would be a pillar of debauchery that I'm not very proud of, maybe, but or just I don't know.
When I say pillar, I'm meaning like, my relationships.
Yes,
my different. There's different high moments and achievement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it would be. I think there's that certain feeling. There's almost like a euphoria. You could call it like flow state leads to that place.
Yes,
I would think those would be what would play.
Yeah, like
non-drug produced euphoric moments.
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah. Well, and highlight reel is probably the wrong word. More of like a cache in your brain, right? What you've been repeating, not what you've been intending on doing. And as I thought of this, I would think it'd be pillars too, like maybe the birth of my kids.
What was the term you used? Because I said trailer. What did you say?
I said like a cache, like a cache of your memory. That's just these memories that sit there that pop up through time.
Yeah.
Not really a highlight reel per se, because highlights would suggest only the top things. For me, there'd be some things I learned from, like yourself. Like I got to think like your challenges with your addictions would be a pillar as well, because that's who you are today.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's just how I perceive that 7 minutes. I see trailers because what I see is all of the fruit is what I'm looking at.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look back at the labors and I look back at the experiences to learn, so I can have those moments in the trailer in the last 7 minutes.
Yes. Oh,
does that
interesting.
make sense?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I think the parts that made me are great, but I don't. But those are the one. That's the stuff that produces the trailer. You know what I mean by the trailer? It's like when you're in the movie theater, they're trying to sell the next movie.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I would look back and be proud of my 7 minutes. Is how as I was framing this out as well. And to me, it's the peaks, it's the valleys, it's the celebrations, it's the learnings. And do you think would there be somebody that might show up in your 7 minutes who'd be like, what the hell are they doing here? I know it's kind of a goofy question, but do you think that would show up for you?
No,
because you know who's in your world and who's not.
Well, because if they're not in the fucking trailer, why would they be there?
Yeah, well,
my trailers are about the moments that those flow state to euphoric moments, whether my relationships, achievements, all of the things call it the sacrifice, the work when nobody's looking led to all the things that I had to endure along the way. Those would be the parts that you don't see in the trailer. Like in the movie theater, are they showing all the fucking fights with the cast and the crew? No.
Yeah, there you go.
They're showing the fucking what that produced.
Yep. Well said. I like that. Well said. Rico says, I learned from my father, never have to pay for it. Comments from Rico this morning on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Yes, we got Sullivan, a near-death experience visions of 7 minutes from Sullivan. Hey, Jimmy, what do we got for committed this morning? We got something for committed on the table this morning. Show it up here, brother. What do we got here? We got, check this out. Check out this fishing situation. I know you like to fish. Look at this guy. This is true. A new little rig, how to catch your fish. Maybe you might want to try this today.
I think I'd be eating the chicken, not worried about the fish.
This is pretty impressive. Like,
I mean, this little fucking guy, he better be getting a big fish with that fucking chicken.
Well, and watch, because it's a fucking big fish and he catches too.
I hope so.
It's pretty impressive. Look, he fucking hangs it.
Look at that.
I know. Like, that is pretty damn impressive.
Speaking of fish, so I have no idea if this is true. That's a big boy. Fuck yeah.
It's a cat. It looks like a big catfish. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, dude. Yeah, tell me.
So I don't know if this is true, but tell me if you know anything about this.
Yeah.
Supposedly, over time, like thousands of years.
Yes.
There's some sort of a fish that will beach itself when some fucking heavy shit is going to go down. Like, that makes sense. They call it like a doomsfish or some fucking goofy shit.
A doomsday fish. Yes, I've heard about
that. Is that real?
I have heard about the doomsday fish. Yes.
Is that real? Is what I want to know.
You know what?
The fucking thing is really crazy looking, dude.
Yes.
I saw somebody show me a clip. Motherfucker must have been 30 feet long. Did not look like a fish. Looked like a serpent to me.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know.
Are they real? Is what I want to know.
Yeah.
You can't just look at something like that and I mean, we don't even know if it's real. How do you know if it was generated?
Yeah. So Jimmy, look it up for us as well. Yeah. So here we go. The doomsday fish is a nickname for the oarfish, a rare elongated deep sea fish often linked to folklore for impending natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis.
Yeah. Like what I heard was that because the first time I heard of it was because I was at fucking ground zero.
Yeah.
Was 2000. I think it was 11.
Yeah.
When that Sendai got wiped out from the earthquake that created the tsunami. That a bunch of those fuckers were coming up at that point.
Yes. So scientifically, no proven causal link. Experts say beachings are far more likely due to the fish's vulnerability or ocean conditions, and any correlation with disasters is coincidental or folkloric. I know exactly what you're talking about. And considering there's a big earthquake in the Philippines over the weekend here, maybe there's these crazy fish showing up as well. I don't know.
It's just hard to know. It's hard to know what to fuck. I mean, it was one thing before AI.
Yes.
You had a better shot at fucking looking at something, deciding if it was fucking real. Now it's like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't know what this fish looks like. So if it's generated, how the hell am I going to know?
So take this for a grain of salt. But when we were growing up, and everybody in our generation that is X, when we were told just one thing, you're just like, okay, well, then that's just what it is. You never really were given a cause to not believe it. Now, we live in a world where you're like, you just don't know what to fucking believe, like at all. Like it's just, you need to make your mind up with something. Like
it's really weird though.
Yeah.
I've got my mind trained with, of course I don't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
But if it does, that just means there's more opportunity coming.
Yes.
As to where most people are crippled by the idea.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I think it's life. I don't know. It's just how the world is. Not how the world. That sounds so fucking old and dated. But sometimes I yearn for the simplicity of that's what it is. Okay, and then we just believed it, and I'm giggling because it was presented. Okay, there's the oarfish. That's what it is. Nobody was challenging it and questioning it and pausing it. It was just that's what it was. Now there is so many variations of what truth is, and it's fine. I got no problem with that. But sometimes it's like, fuck, can I just go live in an island and not just deal with my own truth?
But so going back to what I was saying, right? Rather than go live on an island, it's like the idea of, okay, shit's coming. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I know that I'm gonna move ahead with new opportunities that are gonna be dropped in front of me.
Oh, there's tons of new opportunities on the way, 100%.
But you see, my point is rather than be crippled by the idea, like
yes,
it's because it's all about half of the most of our society. My mom would be a perfect example. All of the stuff that's happening just fucking scares the shit out of her. Mm-hmm. There's no real positive she doesn't see any positive in things breaking apart.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that even with my folks too, because you're like, where is the opportunity within it? Which is you're like, no,
I don't know. We have zero fucking clue. But that's the point. That's where I said my mind is trained.
Yes,
it doesn't matter what happens. I know I'm going to be better for it.
Yes,
and there's a lot of, I guess you say, a lot of peace in that.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, I can appreciate that 100%. It's interesting because I was having this conversation with Zeglin yesterday, and it was about death, and it was about just coming to terms with things. And I feel like as I age, I get more comfortable with all of that. And it's just like what you said. I'm comfortable with shit happening because I do believe there's opportunity as well. That's why I lean so much into this AI world, or I'm curious about the peptide world. There's just tons of opportunity. It's opportunity. It's like we're on the other side of the mountain. It's like I was talking to AJ yesterday about we're now living towards the next 50 years instead of the last 50. And the next 50 really include two big things we're talking about these days: AI and peptides, like biohacking and biologically making our bodies better. Opportunity.
And what if those are the things we're supposed to be looking at?
Yes. What if?
What if AI is just this big fucking crazy thing, so everybody's focused over here because in actuality, something over there we're not supposed to be looking at?
Yeah, well, that's what we like to talk about here on the show. Speaking of not looking at something, dude, I love when you always question somebody's effort around like negative. It's like if that criminal put so much effort into their negative activity, what could they do positively? Well, brother, get this, man. A Georgia man, he stole an entire roof, Johnny, off an entire vacant house. So seriously, dude, some guy named Justin Childry allegedly stole the entire metal roof off a vacant home. So metal, which is, we can see why he's like, okay, there's value there. So yeah, this guy went and started disassembling the house, and he took all the roof and then sold it.
I was going to say, if he took it and used it for his own house because he needed a fucking roof and he was broke, there's a little bit of an argument there. But if he's just straight up stealing to sell, then he's just he's a really bad fucking thief.
Well, you know what? That's exactly. So you know what's a big challenge around here up in rural Manitoba is farmers' fields where they either have irrigation and equipment installed, copper wire being stolen. Because we know the price of the stuff is so high, right? So people are just fucking staking shit left and right.
Dude, they're doing, as I understand, they're doing that in different cities at like for fucking street lights.
What?
Because at the bottom there's that little place that you would open up where all the wiring is.
Oh yeah.
So somehow they're opening that shit up and fucking sucking the wire out of there.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Oh man, so good. Hey, what was the highlight of the weekend? What happened on the weekend with you guys? Anything going on?
Let's see here. So we were supposed to have a guest, but he was unable to make it. So, which was actually kind of nice. We've been fucking guested to death.
That's what I thought. You guys have had tons of guests, eh?
Yeah, but it was cool. Our neighbor came in. We were actually going to head to Mexico, but then he came in, so we stayed here for the weekend.
Okay.
He's what really fucking cool cat. So we had a good time with him. So yeah, it was a fun weekend at the lake house.
Nice. I found, I didn't get the clip, but I saw there was, I was giggling. I saw an airplane, Cessna. They just, there's a little clip on X about it flying over into, to Baja, California. I was thinking of Johnny and Terry, intercepted by the Mexican Air Force because it was alleged it was carrying cocaine like on the airplane. So I guess so easy, right? I think about it, man. Just hop in, hop over, and be easy to do. But yeah, it was caught.
Well, I mean, I think in theory it would be easy if you didn't understand how they control that fucking airspace. Jesus Christ.
That's
like it's in theory, it sounds easy to go fucking rob a bank, but then you got to get out of there with the money, right?
That airspace has to be some of the most tightly controlled airspace in the United States. I don't know who would be stupid enough to think they can fly an airplane across and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Nowadays when it comes down to it, I mean, that whole flying drugs into the country thing, that cat's out of the bag, everyone.
So when I think I told you this, when we were in Ecuador coming home, I was drinking water as I was going through the gates there, and I had to dump my water out because they were concerned. I couldn't take a water bottle onto the plane because they were concerned that it had cocaine in it. That could have been dissolved and then obviously boiled back into substance again. So
and they didn't take it at TSA. They took it. You bought the water once you passed security.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So I had two stops. I couldn't take it through TSA, and then I was when I was already in the gate there, I couldn't even take what I bought on the security side onto the plane. I had to throw it out because there was concerns that I could have put stuff in there as well. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's there's so many ways for these crooks to do what they do.
Oh, 100%. Hey, Jim, what do you got for an epic spot for this morning, brother? What do you got here? I think you got something fun for us to check out. Check this out, man. This is, oh, yeah. So what happens if a tank running straight on into a car? What do you think happens? Does it drive over? Does it stop? Well, there we see it. It just
vaporizes it.
Like actually vaporizes it. Like anybody in there.
Was that an old abandoned car? Was that like a fairly, because it looks like it was kind of old, like it fucking thing had been set on fire. Is that,
yeah,
I mean, is that the trunk up I'm looking at?
Yeah, exactly. It's trunk.
No, that's a station wagon. That's either way. God damn it. Even if that was a brand new car, that thing was in trouble.
Done. Just done. Done. Over. Hey,
I think the only difference would be the thickness of the pancake might change a little bit.
Yes. Hey, a new communication medicine study found that young Swiss men recently using cannabis had higher levels of testosterone. So I've been reading more and more about this, brother. Not just from this study, but more and more studies that have been showing historically over time that cannabis use is being linked to increased testosterone with people. And for this study here particularly, they had 23% an increase compared to others. And it was a small study. It was just a few hundred people, but they're finding that, and again, I don't fucking know reality or not. We can find a study to contradict the other, but I like to joke because I'm a fan of my cannabis stuff, but, and we talk testosterone on the show often, but there's some linkage that cannabis might be helping with increasing testosterone or, altering the endocrine function. Have you heard of that anecdotally?
I mean, when I was a kid coming up, one of the reasons why I was so fucking dead set against it is because we thought we knew that it lowered testosterone.
Yes, I know. Yes.
I was like, well, fuck, that goes completely against what I'm trying to do. So there was never even a consideration.
Yeah. Now some of that science might be changing a little bit, right? So,
well, I think my gut would tell me that would be like the true organic plant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because now, God, who was it? I was watching somebody. God, anyway, it was someone who had a lot of experience. It was an athlete who had a lot of experience with it. I think he was talking to Huberman, actually.
Yeah.
And really, the conversation was that that people are not really experiencing the true positive effects of marijuana now because they're fucking souping it up with all these chemicals and shit because everybody wants one fucking puff and you're just fucking slobbering on yourself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the drive to increase the THC in the product and
then that takes the balance of what it's supposed to be off.
Yeah.
Because then there's the THC, there's the CBD. Those two are supposed to balance.
Yeah.
So it's like if you were to, like as a drug user, right? When I was in my fuck up stage, I used alcohol as the equalizer to whatever stim I was using.
Oh, interesting.
So the alcohol was just to help find that sweet spot. Where the plant from the ground by itself has a sweet spot.
Yes.
But when you alter those, now you got somebody that's getting all fucking anxiety ridden because there's too much of one and not enough of the other.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hanging with Keith and John this morning at Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Coming up in a couple minutes, Johnny's going to do a lifestyle tip. We're going to reset hour 2, come back and talk why ambitious men are secretly exhausted. And we're getting some peptides conversation at the peptide desk with myself and John. We're going to break down BP 157 this morning on the show. Hey, Johnny, so I saw a clip this weekend of Steven Tyler sitting with, I think it was Rogan, and he was talking about his addictions and how he's battled addictions his whole life. And in his point of view, through all the drugs and all the substances he's been around, he believes the worst drug on the planet is alcohol because it's just so easy to function. He's like,
it's so easy to get. It's fucking legal.
It's exactly what he said. He said he can't. He said, you probably can relate to this. He's still to this day has cravings. He says, I can't have one because then I'm done. He goes, he says, I know myself. He goes, and when I do, he was pretty funny, Johnny, because he goes, when I do, I lose my band. I lose my wife. He goes, I lose everything. And he was, you know, because we've watched him and the terrible twins grow up in the band there. So he was pretty self-deprecating around. Yep, it's happened not once, 2, 3 times. And he's like, I'm just fucking staying away from it because when I do, everybody just leaves me. And I thought it was quite humorous because he was really attacking his own struggles, man. His own struggles.
I mean, there are a lot of people, like for example, you know, Terry.
Yeah.
If she starts fucking drinking like booze,
yeah,
I'm leaving.
She
knows she's there by herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's a different person.
What's that?
She's a different person.
Yeah, there's the boundary, right? Yeah.
There's 2 Terrys.
Yes.
I don't like that Terry. So and that Terry usually will create a fight.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, I don't like drinking, Keith. I remember the scenario. I remember it. Keith and Lauren were out for dinner. We were coming back from dinner. We were in the back of the taxi cab. I was being an idiot. I got up the next day, said, I'm done. Because if I want her, and I want this relationship, her, and I want to have a future with her, that has to be done. I didn't like that, Keith. I was done. I was fucking done.
Well, dude, the thing is, you, Terry, so fucking predictable.
100%.
I say before, I mean, literally what'll happen is she gets that certain point.
Yep.
And I can feel it coming.
Yep.
And I'll say, look, honey, here in the next couple of minutes, you're going to start saying, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm just telling you right now, no, you haven't.
But you're going to.
You're going to start saying that. And literally, she'll fucking start saying it. And sometimes she'll catch herself and she'll stop.
Yeah.
And if she does, I might stay. If she doesn't, I'm fucking out of there. I hear it 2, 3 times without her freezing up on it.
Yeah. 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 And I wasn't even like, I wouldn't consider, certainly would not have considered myself like an alcoholic or a bad drunk. I just didn't like who I was. In that moment, I was not proud of who I was and how I was behaving. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be that. And from that moment, John, I have not had a drink. It was 9 years ago, ever since then.
Well, it's because she's more important than the booze.
Bingo.
Well, it's like with Terry. It's like she doesn't do that because she understands it drastically inhibits us.
Yes, us. Those 2 words, those 2 letters, I love that because I have that sign over our bed that says "I love us." That's important. That to me was more important than how I was feeling that night. And I didn't even want to talk about it the next morning. And like I said, I did nothing bad other than I was a fucking stupid drunk. And I was like, I don't like this right now. Like that's not fucking cool.
You know, it's having that self-awareness is something that many people don't have.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. All right. Self-awareness. I know a man with tons of self-awareness. His name is John Anderson. And he's going to do a lifestyle tip. We're going to come back and reset hour 2. And we're going to keep the show going. Why ambitious men are secretly exhausted. And then we're going to get into BP 157 at the peptide desk. We're going to walk up to it. I'm going to ask a bunch of questions that I don't know. I might know about. And John's going to answer them. And we're going to go back and forth and learn about BP 157 today on the peptide desk on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Lifestyle tip reset hour 2. Johnny, let's get after it, team.
So I'm going to take a bite out of the tail end of the conversation that Keith and I were having because what I was thinking about talking about actually kind of got trumped by that last little blip. Self-awareness. God damn it. Powerful shit. And here's the thing. We have to be self-awareness. We have to have self-awareness on both sides of our coin, if you will. Because we need self-awareness with the patterns in our life that are good and bad. I'm a huge believer in just remove a bad habit or maybe 2. You can actually propel your life forward massively just by getting rid of the bad habits. But are you aware of what they are? I'll give you a perfect example. So many people have come to me over the years and they want help with dropping body fat. And so one of the things I'll do if they come on board is I ask them to explain their patterns of eating. And they'll give me the pattern of eating. I start asking questions, and I ask questions because I'm trying to help them gain some awareness they don't have. And usually I can kind of spot it because if they lay out what they're eating and it doesn't equate to their problems, okay, there's clearly some self-awareness misunderstandings here. So very often, someone will not realize one of two things. Either they're snacking or grazing and they're not really aware that they're doing it. Yes, they know they're doing it, but they're not accounting for it. Like in a log, they're not even writing it down in the log because that self-awareness is not truly there. Or they're eating, after a certain time, which is usually they're eating foods they're not supposed to be eating. And they'll state that as, I do that, once in a while. But once in a while is what they tell themselves when it's actually almost all the time. But what I'm getting at is this. Are you aware of yourself? Are you aware of your patterns? Are you aware of your behavior patterns? Because the patterns, our behavior patterns that we repeat are the same things that create who we are or who we're not. So remember, these lifestyle tips are to get you guys to start asking questions to yourself. And the question is this: are you aware of your habits, good and bad? I would start with the bad because I would venture to say that most of you guys are not. I find it takes daily analysis to understand them. Part-time in the mornings when I'm doing my writing, one of the first things I ask myself is, what do I not want to do today that I did yesterday? Bam. Now it's in focus. Now when that thing comes, I recognize it before it's too late. That's just how I go about it. So again, ask yourself a question. Are you aware? Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Live with Keith, Jon, and friends. Hour 2 is starting right now with a couple guys that help you get out of bed. My name is Keith Phillips. That guy over there is John Anderson. Over there, Jimmy on the buttons. Over there is Kai and Melissa on the words and on the buttons. We are the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. 8 o'clock live on the Mornings in the Network. Matt Roof starts it all off at 7:30 Eastern time right here. And we go Monday through Friday. Coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern time, I'm sitting down with John Kiesel for On the Record, a brand new segment we're dropping here on the show called On the Record. And Wednesday, we got What the Truck relaunching. Thursday, we got Adam House and House of Bricks relaunching. Friday, of course, we got Petrocelli jumping back in with myself and Johnny. And tomorrow, of course, we got Brianna Bass in the lab for No Safe Words. All right, guys, we just wrapped up hour 1. We talked about the Curiosity Cache, the 87-year-old man in the 2020-22 study who talked about the last 7 minutes of his life as he was, Keith and Johnny got after. What would be your 7 minutes? What's the 7 minutes replaying in your brain along the way? All right, coming up in the deep dive, why ambitious men are secretly exhausted. And then we're going to get into the peptide desk, a brand new segment right here on the show about BP 157, the compound your gym buddy keeps whispering about. We're going to put the actual research on the table with myself and John. Let's get into it. Jimmy, hour 2 starts right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.
You're not tired. You're running on fumes and calling it ambition. Because if you stop producing, you're scared you won't recognize yourself.
That's identity fusion. Self-worth welded to output. Rest feels like weakness, slowing down feels like failure, and the grind becomes your personality.
The wall isn't dramatic. It's quiet. Numb mornings, snapping at family, zero patience, staring at work like it's written in a foreign language.
Your biology doesn't care. Always on keeps cortisol and adrenaline looping. Sleep gets shredded, hormones dip, focus collapses, and decisions get sloppy.
You tell yourself, if I decelerate, I lose my edge. No, your edge is already bleeding out in micro mistakes and emotional leakage.
Today we rebuild. Identity off output, success after 40. Tactical resets. Recover like an athlete, lead like an adult.
All right. Why ambitious men are secretly exhausted. Okay, so I got a word I want to look up here. It's called allostatic. It is allostatic load. And it is a word that appeared in this research for this conversation today. And I want to share it with you guys. Allostatic load is this idea of the The wear and tear is the cumulative wear and tear on the body and the brain that results from repeated or chronic exposure to stress, representing the long-term physiological cost of adapting to life's demands through a process called allostasis. Yes, homeostasis is referring to the body's ability to maintain a stable internal environment, and allostasis is the stability through change. So we're going to talk a little about that today too, and how it works. Well, we got that chronic stress, right? And today I want to get into why we are secretly exhausted. And, you know, Jon has talked often on this show as he's been going through his journey in life, and I've really been leaning into it. And it's funny because I found myself here today, Jimmy. Let's bring it back up here. You know, so I did a heavy load in the gym this morning, and I found myself thinking about you, going that you know, as we age, we want to lean as much into recovery as going at it hard. I got to learn how to turn that switch off, man, because I still find myself chasing. I did it this morning. I went in here this morning because of yesterday. I know what happened, brother. I told you I didn't feel like I was accomplished yesterday, so I felt like I needed to go chase that accomplishment. So what did I do in the gym today, brother? I went fucking all out. Rightly or wrongly, but it's just like, that's what I've always done.
But here's the question.
Yeah.
Did you, I mean, if you felt good,
I felt great.
It's the time to go all out.
That's yeah, I know. I'm with you, brother. I'm talking exactly. You know, but here's the thing. I think often we don't go. So this morning I did what I wasn't supposed to do. But I walked.
Hold on. Why weren't you supposed to?
Because I told myself I was going to recover today.
But why were you going to recover today? Do you need to recover?
No,
you don't just tell yourself you're going to recover if you're recovered.
No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I think I'm trying to adopt more of a recovery mindset, right? So trying to maybe lean more into what you've been kind of talking more about, which is not always trying to go hard all the time, not, you know, trying to find more of a balance, right? I don't know if that's making any sense to you, but
I guess I just want to make sure that the idea is not misconstrued.
Sure.
So the idea is to identify, like when you said, I'm gonna, you know, when you have to recover, it's because you got the signal it's time to recover. Like, oh, it's starting to rain. I'm going to get an umbrella. It's fucking sunny. I don't just fucking walk around with a goddamn umbrella just because you're in the mindset of it's going to rain.
So for me this morning, and I think I know where I can get better at as a human is to intentionally recover. That keyword intention, right? Like, so to your point.
Right. So on that level,
yes,
intentionally recover when it's time.
Yes, 100%.
But was it time? Is the what I'm asking?
So yeah,
were you sore? Were you like, fuck, my body's beat up, I'm having a hard time warming up? Or was it just, I'm going to have this adaptive mindset, I'm not going to go hard tomorrow just because that's just like in fucking the Backstreet Boys because everybody else does.
Yeah. No,
it sounds to me like you were just trying to adapt this mindset because we talk with versus you're coming down the steps going, fuck, my knees are still not recovered. You know, I can tell my body's not ready to go. Okay. It's today I need to recover.
No, you know what? You called it. That's exactly, you fucking nailed it right there. I walked downstairs and I was like, okay, I know I need to go do this today. But then I was like, yeah, but I'm going to do this and I'm not going to feel good about it because of how I felt yesterday. So I went.
When you're walking down the stairs, are you getting the signals that says you need to recover? Is your body telling you?
It was, but I went against what my body was telling me. That's what
was it saying?
It was saying to you, take some time and slow down today. Take some time and recover.
What was talking?
My body was a little bit, I don't want to say achy because I sound like a pussy, but I was feeling a little bit just.
Why you going to say, why is achy a pussy?
Because I don't know, because that's just how I'm wired. This is
part of the fucking problem, dude.
I don't like to complain. I don't talk about though. Like
you're not complaining. You're fucking making a decision based upon signals of your fucking body.
You are correct. Okay. Good coaching for me then, because you're right. I was ignoring. No, this is good because you're coaching me to not ignore what my body was telling me. That's exactly what I was doing this morning. I was talking myself into don't be a pussy about it. Don't be a fucking.
Okay, but the question still remains. What was the body saying?
What
parts of the body were talking to you?
My whole body was physically just feeling a little bit tired.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
Okay, was it because you had a bunch of training days over the weekend?
No, maybe because I don't. Maybe it's because of what yesterday was. I didn't think I had the best quality sleep. You know, my who cares my sleep? I don't think I had the best quality sleep. I just was maybe feeling a little bit out of sorts when I got up this morning. So as I was walking downstairs, I was like, I need to go.
Sounds like it might have been more of a mental recovery.
Yeah, no, you're right.
A workout would be that exactly what that would be.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. You're so you know you've chewed on me a few times, brother. Don't get fucking caught up in the headlines. Dude, you are stuck in the headline of this statement.
No, you're right. You are absolutely correct. That's why I'm talking about it with you. You're absolutely correct. I was. Yeah.
So the idea is to understand the balance.
Yes.
And you can't understand the balance without having, call it conversations, as your body talks to you, right? I mean, usually if you're not recovered, you might feel that your motivation to train is less. You might find that you're having a hard time warming up. You might find that just going down the steps that, Jesus Christ, my knees are still a little banged up from that squat work I did on Thursday.
Yes.
So if you're like, man, I'm kind of mentally out of sorts, but you're physically, your body's not talking to you. Well, then that's where that's where, you know, we know that the exercise in some form, that is the therapy.
Yes.
So it's kind of really, there's got to be a little bit. I'm glad we're having this conversation, because I think that's a big problem that people have, is understanding the recovery is. You don't want to just say, well, I'm going to just recover because. Why are you recovering? Well, what's the reason it's happening, and is it for the right reason?
Dude, this is a fantastic conversation, because I struggle with getting the mental feeling of recovery. Like, dude, sometimes I get stressed about recovering because I don't feel like I'm accomplishing something. We've talked about it before. You've told me how you've learned how.
Repeat that statement again.
Yeah.
I get stressed out because I'm not accomplishing something and not recovering.
So I really enjoy the feeling of accomplishment when I go and hit my body, whether it's physically or cardiovascular. I enjoy the feeling of hitting my body in the gym. I love that feeling. Okay. Let's put that on the table. Right. So I sometimes get stressed if I know I need to go recovery and I can't go get that feeling. And I just don't know sometimes where I can replace that feeling, like that dopamine hit, like that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling like I took care of myself today. I know I'm a contradiction, Anderson. I know I'm being a hypocrite, because I know I need to.
I think again, we just got to get lower in this whole thing. So get that in a different way.
And that's what I'm trying to. Yes. But that's my point, is that I try to with recovery, but that's what I'm saying too, is that intentional recovery to me is feeling like I've accomplished something at the end of that recovery.
I think you're confusing physical and mental recovery.
I think I am. Yes.
Yeah. You've got this whole wrapped into one.
Yes.
I'm talking about physical body recovery. Take the mind out of it. Take the mind out of it. Is the body, are the muscles, are the joints ready to do that again?
Yeah,
the body's not a problem with you going for a fucking brisk walk and getting that fucking release.
No, that's a fair question, because that's a black and white answer. It's either yes or no. It's not a gray.
Yeah, and I think you're still confusing the physical and the mental side of this, is what I think.
I won't disagree with that statement. Yeah.
So you can have that every day mentally, because that's more of a, when it comes down to it mentally, where it's like clearing the mechanism, it's getting the chemistry we need. It's actually positioning ourselves for the day, because we're not doing something that's physically breaking down the body.
Yeah, correct. Which is what I enjoy doing. Like I get so much out of that.
Because you want the release. You don't have to break the body down to get the release. That's
yes, and I'm trying to find that.
You just have to fucking pick a different activity.
Yes. No, I know. That's true.
So you make the decision before, I need to recover. I'm going to go for a 30-minute brisk walk.
Yes. And that's what I need.
You have to pick the activity the night before. So that way the decision's made. You make the decision when you're, at that moment, versus waking up going, oh, fuck, I need to do this because of this, that, and the other. A lot of times you don't make the right decision in the morning.
It's funny, actually.
Many people will make the decision to not do something. You're making the decision to do something. but they both have their own set of problems.
It's funny because I think what I needed to, as I reflect on this, and it's important because this is actually a good awareness conversation. I needed to reconcile that my 60-minute walk with AJ yesterday was my day yesterday. Maybe that's that was my accomplishment, and I didn't register that.
Okay, because so you were this morning. You were feeling like you didn't do it yesterday. Is that what it was?
Well, I went for a walk with AJ yesterday, right? And that was my 60. That was my. I got a good relationship time with AJ. Got a walk in, physically went for a walk, but I didn't beat myself up. And maybe that's where I was like feeling, and I needed to register that yesterday. That was my accomplishment yesterday.
So I guess coming to today,
yeah,
you trained when you felt like you shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the question still remains: what was it that made you feel like you shouldn't?
I think it was a mental thing. As I'm talking to you right now, it's that mentally being out of sorts.
So you thought, I'm mentally out of sorts. I shouldn't train my body.
Yeah. So, but then I did it anyways, and then I got that dopamine hit, and I felt good about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's I think when it comes down to, if you put a little more time into understanding the difference between what you're serving, it'll be easier.
Yes, 100%.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
When I'm talking about recovering, it's because we're talking about training. We're talking about lifting weights when the whole
100%. Yeah, the physical side of it. Yeah.
So that's what we have to remain. So you can get your dopamine release many ways without breaking down the body, right? And you still feel like you accomplished something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess what it comes down to, and those today maybe wasn't a problem after all.
It
doesn't sound like there's any physical signs that you shouldn't train.
No, like I said, it was clearly up here in my skull. Clearly.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it comes down to. Is just, I think if separating the two, then you'll have, okay, physically my body needs a rest, but mentally I need my dopamine. What's the activity?
That's what it is. Here's the activity next, the peptide desk, BP 157, the briefing. Keith and John are going to get into it. Jimmy, let's set it up. Let's introduce the brand new segment to the peptide desk this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
BPC 157 is the peptide gym dads whisper about. Big claims, tiny human data, and a lot of questions.
Animal studies look impressive, but impressive isn't proven. And John's here to separate hope from hype.
It's not a steroid. It's not magic. It's also not something you freestyle from a sketchy checkout page.
Regulators flagged it. WADA bans it. Men still use it because injury makes people desperate.
So this isn't a sales pitch. It's the peptide desk. And John's about to give us the briefing.
Johnny, let's get into it. So I was talking with AJ yesterday when I brought up PP 157. He kind of smiled. He's like, "Oh yeah, hasn't any athlete and bodybuilder forever been using this thing and nobody talked about because it's all about recovery?" And I was like, "Yeah, isn't that what it's all about?" So it's funny because that's how we started it, because he trains athletes, right? That's what he trains. And I got to assume, Johnny, this has been one of these products that has been used by athletes forever that nobody talks about. But now that we're talking about peptides, we now are talking about it, Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, the best piece of testimony that I have about the single peptide, BPC 157, would be my dog.
You've used it before. Yeah. With your dog's ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Because generally speaking, with recovery now, you're getting a series of peptides put together.
Okay.
There's the first one to be, everybody knows, is the Wolverine, which is BPC 157 and TB 500. And you could kind of try to sum these up to where it's really simple. The BPC 157 is like the major healing agent. It's promoting the body to, heal this, heal in areas that need to be healed. In many cases, healing areas we don't even know need to be healed. Mm-hmm. And then TB 500 would be like the workers come in and do the job. Now it's way more complex than that, but the two tend to synergize. That would be the first stack. So if the singular be BPC 157, the first pairing would be BPC and TB, then from there, it goes to the glow stack, which would be BPC 157, TB 500, and GHK-CU. Now, this is when you enter the copper peptide. That's what it's known. That's it's known. It's blue, so it freaks people out sometimes. That's the copper.
Interesting.
Now you're bringing in. Now you're bringing in the workers for the collagen part of your healing. Because collagen is, as we get older, our collagen. That's why we get the old man skin.
Yeah.
And then, if you want one more step to the fourth, now you're adding in KPV into this. That's called the CLO rather than the glow. So now that one, KPV is an interesting one. It's kind of misunderstood. You don't need much of it, because think about what it's doing is it's like controlling a inflammation regulator in the body. So there's only so much that regulator can be changed, but you want the regulator to be, dialed in so that once the inflammation and the healing is done, that the regulator is in the spot where it was designed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So BP 157 is
BPC.
Yeah, BPC 157 is a 15 amino acid fragment derived from a gastric protein. It is not a steroid and it is not a hormone. So just to put that on the table, that is what a BP 157 is.
And for those that are just kind of learning about this, think of what is a peptide. Let's define a peptide.
Yep.
Peptide is basically the majority of these things. We already have them in our systems. Mm-hmm. They're there. They're pre-existing. Mm-hmm. But think of them like they're messaging molecules. So let's use an example. Let's say one that's real, kind of an easier one to understand. So let's use tesamorelin, which is now approved. Mm-hmm. Well, this one is basically, it's a growth hormone secretagogue. So what its job is it goes to the pituitary gland, says, hey, when you were younger, you used to do a lot more, you used to produce a lot more growth hormone. Let's do it like you did when you were younger. So then the pituitary gland, that's the message. That's the messaging molecule. Mm-hmm. So it basically steps it up and starts to perform more like it was when it was originally programmed. As we live our lives, we fuck ourselves up. We don't take care of ourselves. So all of our programming becomes, it's like if you took a laptop and you dropped it and you kept fucking dropping the thing, it just would get further and further away from its own programming, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing. We're constantly dropping ourselves, our lifestyle. We're dropping our shit. And so over time, so let's say if there was a peptide for a computer, you plug it in the side and it was basically kind of resurrecting or reprogramming a hard drive. That would be a similar comparison.
So Johnny, BP, so in the research that I'm beginning to do for our conversation, so I can be the guy who's trying to learn about this and bring it to the table, am I correct that like BP 157
BPC.
BPC, yeah.
You keep saying BP. If we're going to talk about it, you got to make sure we're getting the whole.
Yeah, I'm saying BP. Yeah, BP said BPC 157.
Well, you said BP a whole bunch of times without the C.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, BPC. Oh, you mean you're just not hearing it? I'm sorry. Yeah, BPC 157. Johnny,
guess what? If I'm not hearing you, guess who else is not?
True story. So this is like the basic building block though, peptides, right? Like if you're going to take a peptide journey, BPC 157 is probably part of your journey. Is that be fair for me to say?
Well, they're very specific to what they're goal specific.
Yes, I understand that part, but again, from my research, what I'm doing, and I'm not trying to contradict you, but from what I'm understanding, this is one of the basics though, no?
Well, assuming that someone needs to heal.
Okay. But I think we all need to heal, don't we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, fuck, there's a ton of people that don't need to heal.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you're just losing weight, you're right. If you just want,
it's very specific.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Very specific. Think like this. What is your problem?
Yeah.
And there's a peptide that will connect to that problem.
Yes. Because I'm thinking,
odds are BPC will help, and you just don't know that it will help. But if you don't have a problem that's recognized that BPC would help, there may not be a motivation for someone to take it or be interested in it.
Yes, I get.
It'd be like taking a medication for a problem that hasn't surfaced.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, what's the point? If you're not aching, if you just want to lose weight or you want to change your body composition, you might not need that peptide.
Yeah, or maybe you're using a secretagogue because you want more growth hormone. Maybe you're using Semax because you want to help with, brain fertilization and recall.
Yes.
So
Yes.
It literally comes. The simplest way to think about it is, what is your problem? Match the proper peptide, the proper dosage, the proper protocols to that problem.
Right. So, okay. So let's wrap up this then. So for BPC 157, the problem I would be coming to you with is probably I have some joint pains, or I'm injured, or I have some inflammation, or I have something going on with my body that might need some help recovering. Fair?
Yeah, 100%. That's the vein it would be used.
That's what I would say to you. So if I'm like saying, hey, John, I'm this is happening to me, this is happening, I'm looking for a solution, you might be saying to me, based on the research, this is not a prescription, this is not medical advice. Based on the research that I have learned, this might be something that might help you.
Yeah. But pretty rarely would it just be just the one.
And that's what I'm learning too. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But keep in mind, like with my dog, the reason I went to straight BPC was because when I started him, we were in fucking Mexico. So I was actually giving him, I brought down just enough BPC TB combo for myself. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm taking the bull by the horns here. I'm taking this matter in my own hands. Because we'd just been to the vet down there, and the vet down there is fucking great. But what he'd done, he had just changed the fucking prescription to antibiotics again. Like, fuck, there's no end in sight. It's just this musical chair. So I started him off with BPC TB combo because that's what so I basically gave him half my dose. So we were both on a half dose. But the half dose for him was perfect because I was testing to see if that was going to work. And I could see pretty much right away that he had started to respond in a few days.
Gotcha.
So when we got home, I knew I wanted to put him up on the bigger dose, but I didn't have enough on hand of the combo of the BPC TB BPC 157 TB 500 combo. So what I did was I had a bunch of just straight BPC. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just put him on the higher dose of BPC 157 and see what happens while I wait for the combo to come back. And the higher dose just with the BPC 157 was alarming how fast it was working. So I was like, fuck, I'm not trying to rewrite the fucking script here. If I'm getting what I want, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Johnny, literally, it was because I was giving him 1 milligram a day and the bottles were 5 milligrams. So it was like 6-ish bottles, fucking problem gone.
How do we know? How do we
and it's been gone for fucking a long time.
How do we learn dosages for BPC 157?
Well, it's one of the easier ones because you could overuse it. And like, if you overuse a GLP, you're going to fucking know it. You're going to feel terrible.
Yes.
Right. This one that you would just be kind of wasting.
Okay.
But I think the key here is to learn to use this stuff. The true biohacker wants to understand how to use the smallest amount for the biggest result.
That's what I'm learning from you. Cause I saw it, dude. Cause again, now that I'm wanting to talk about this and learn, I'm going down my own path of research, right? And learning. So cause I know I work with an expert now, which is you. So I'm like, okay, I can go learn. Then I come fucking talk to you about it. Like, dude, I was seeing guys fucking dosing 12, 14, 16 milligrams of Retta and shit. And I'm thinking about you going, that's fucking crazy because you've talked often about micro. And if I understand you correctly, micro, try to get as much max out of the smallest dose and then keep growing. Am I correct?
I'm glad we're having this conversation. So the micro dosing, the daily dosing on a GLP is so that you can find the right amount that is affecting the person.
Yes.
But as soon as you find that right amount, I call it the sweet spot.
Yes.
Then you get away from the micro or the daily, but the micro or the daily is how you dial it in.
Yeah, that's what gets you there, right?
Yeah, because you're slowly increasing the dose daily. Let's just say that, if you were going to take 7 small doses of something, 1 per day.
Yes.
But every 5th day, you're going to increase the dose so you could find that certain thing you're looking for.
Yes.
Is it going to be easier to do it that way, or is it going to be easier to start fucking taking these big whacks every week and making these massive fucking adjustments. You'd be adjusting a milligram or two at a time per week.
Well,
you're going to be shooting past, or you're going to be, if your sweet spot's here, you're way past or you're way under. You're not dialing that spot in.
I was giggling, Anderson, because I saw some of the words coming from some of our younger friends out there offering advice. And I'm thinking to myself, there's the young dude going right to the top. I'm going to go right to the top. And then you got the older guy going, no, I'm just going to gradually get there because that's what I know is going to work. And it's a different approach, right?
In many cases, 6 milligrams
yes,
will do the same job as 12.
Oh, interesting. But you have to learn that.
Well, think of it like this. It's a messaging molecule. Let's say the messaging in this case, this circumstance, is my voice, right? If I speak to you like this, and this represents 6 milligrams, and I say, do ABC, please, versus I fucking scream at the top of my lungs, you hear the same message, but it'll be very fucking distorted.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of benefit in me raising my voice above what I just did.
Yeah. Okay, one last question, because I know we got to rock and roll. One last question about this. So typically, and I want to stay on BPC 157. Typically, if I'm taking BPC 157, I'm more than likely stacking it with something else. Correct? More than likely.
In today's,
or depends on what my goal is, right? Yeah, it depends on what my goal is.
Well, I mean, in today's state,
yes,
generally speaking, TB is used with others.
Okay.
I mean, it is a standalone, and it gets used as a standalone. But now we're realizing that, it's like a, I don't know, bad example on totally the other side of the spectrum. A drug user realizes there's certain drugs that work really fucking well together.
Yes.
They'll get high off one.
Yes.
They're going to get fucking really high and feel really fucking good putting the two together.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of when you start looking at, synergistic effects of they work. Some will work better together.
Got you. Stacking. Yeah. Cool. God, awesome conversation. The Peptide Desk with Keith and Johnny. We're going to drop it regularly here on the show. I want to learn. I know you guys want to learn. We have an expert who has experience, who has authority. His name is John Anderson. I know he may have had authority. I wonder if Johnny shagged a few people in this van. Jimmy, here's something. Remember these vans? Did you have any buddies that would have, remember when guys would trick out their vans? Like these old school shag carpet everywhere. These just don't.
I don't think I ever went in one of those that was tricked out. No.
Seriously? Man, I don't know if it was just here in Canada or my neighborhood, but in Selkirk, where I grew up, John, it's like everybody and their fucking dog had these tricked out shag vans. I was like, what's with the shag vans?
There was the quarterback for our high school football team he drove his family van, which was one of those, but it was just from the factory. It didn't have all the fucking crazy lights and shit, but it was just a stock van. But but it was like, that van served certain purposes. We weren't going out cruising for chicks in that van.
Well, it's funny because when we pulled the van on stage, Whitaker jumps in here, and so does Good Time. So maybe there's memories of is that the Bang Bus band, Jimmy, there? But that's I remember that. And then often the back of the vans would be loaded up with subwoofers and stereos, and just be a crazy fucking situation. But oh man, all right, good call. This one here, I'm glad you're sitting for this one. Nation, eyes up on the screen for this one. When I saw this on Friday for today's show, I couldn't wait to put it on the screen. Jimmy, I know you like it too. Nation, Jon, before you go.
Hey, Jon, before you go, you ever see a hospital clip and instantly know someone's about to regret their creative curiosity phase?
Bro, it's endoscopy cam POV. Doctors fishing out a whole cucumber like it's a claw machine nobody asked to play.
Gloves on, forceps out, everyone acting professional while the internet screams, "Sir, why did you store produce in your ass?"
And the caption's like, urgent warning. Yeah, warning. Your rectum is not a pantry, and vegetables don't come with a reverse gear.
ER docs say this happens regularly, meaning some people are out here speed-running Darwin Awards with household items.
Hey, Jon, before you wrap, I need your professional dad voice explanation for why a 12-inch cucumber needed a rescue team and what the hell the moral of this story is.
You know, the gay brothers love that stuff, dude. You can see, you know it's going to be something about an ass when they get that grin on their face. It looked like it might have been a woman, didn't it?
It was a man. It was a man. It was.
That boy's got a lot of estrogen in his system.
Oh, Jesus. A 30-centimeter cucumber up his ass. And the doctors were talking about how it actually happens quite frequently. People come in for these situations. And so Johnny, true story, man. I opened up X on Friday. That was the first thing that popped up. I was like, what the hell? I was like, okay.
Hold on. Aren't these feeds kind of sorted by what you watch most often?
I believe
you fucking weirdo. You watching shit getting stuffed up asses too much? Is that what's going on here?
I'm looking for
We got a little Bobo coming back.
I was like, I'm looking. So believe me, our Mornings in the Lab X feed has so much ridiculous shit in it because of this show. So I logged in and I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah. It was like the perfect conversation starter. A cucumber shoved up some guy's ass, trying to get it taken out. Like, what? Hey, so imagine your husband or wife's a doctor. Hey, honey, how was work today? Just pulled the cucumber out of some dude's ass today.
Dude, so I got some friends of mine, and she's a nurse, and he's a cop. And dude, between the two of the stories that they can tell are fucking out there, dude.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Out there.
Oh man. All right, we're going to continue the conversation tomorrow. Brianna Bass is joining myself and Johnny on Notes with No Safe Words. Hey, John, one of the conversations I want to throw on the table with peptides this week is, because again, I was trying to learn about it, is biostatic water. And just, is that what it's called? Biostatic water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what that means, how it works, what it all has to do with. And then I also want to talk about, like, the difference in compounding pharmacies and other ways we can get our peptides. So I also want to get my goal here is just to fucking put it all on the table, man. We keep talking about it. I want this to be the source of live conversation around this topic, because I got to be honest, man. I know you and you guys do this as well, but I've been looking around. There's not a daily regular live conversation around this topic. I haven't found one.
Well, it's because most of them end up taking a lot of heat from the platforms that they're having it on.
Yeah. Well, we're talking Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We talk everything: cucumbers up people's asses and peptides. Right.
What you should probably do just to be totally on board with guidelines, if you will.
Yeah.
Have Jimmy, when this segment starts, fucking put something up that this is not medical advice.
Yeah. So Jimmy, Yeah, we'll make sure we get that on the screen.
And everything that I have on YouTube where I talk about it has a disclaimer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're just talking through experience, expertise, and authority. Which, truthfully, Johnny, Google wants that. Google recognizes three things: experience, expertise, and authority. So I don't know. This is not an illegal product; it's a great conversational product. So if Google wants authority on it,
generally speaking, Google wants that with other topics. This topic is proven to be a little different. So that's why I'm just saying everybody that has these conversations puts that disclaimer up.
Yeah, and we will as well. And Adam Holroyd puts it on the table here, Johnny, too. And Holroyd, we will. We should have a conversation about Epitolon. This has been my favorite in my journey.
I'm using that one right now.
Awesome. So we'll put that Holroyd, we'll put that one on the table. We'll get to it later this week. This is awesome, man. I'm glad we got some we got people curious about this, and we have an expert. Anderson, have a great day, brother.
And I apologize for being a few minutes late this morning.
Oh, were you late this morning?
Yeah, it was just a couple minutes. I don't like to be a couple minutes. For some reason, dude, it was weird. My freaking computer didn't charge.
Oh.
And so it's by the time I realized that I'm coming out here, I had to grab my cord, but then at the same time, I had to fucking turn it on because it went dead because the charge went away.
And then it took a couple minutes to boot the whole baby up. Yeah. There you go. All right, well, top of the hour, I got a brand new we got a new show segment dropping on the record. Jon Kiesel, a brand new paying customer on the network. I'm sitting down with him for 30 minutes this morning to create some content with him, Johnny, and then we're back at it. So we'll see you.
Was he a guest?
He was not a guest. No, he's actually his name's Jon Kiesel. They have a commercial roofing company down in Ohio. Very successful commercial roofing company. He's looking to do some stuff with us. They like what we're building here. They like the characters. They like they're quite intrigued by everything. So we're working down the path to make some money together, brother.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Have a good one. Lots of love from me to you. I enjoyed the conversation. Thanks for teaching me about BPC 157. We put it on the table today. Research conversation about peptides. We're doing it on the peptide desk with Keith and Johnny. Love you, man. Have a good one. Okay, pal?
Love you too, my brother. Have a good loop.
All right, Johnny's out of here. Good morning, everybody. You're left with me. Yes, just me, the handsome chief. His name is Keith Billis. We show up here every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the mornings.network, where we bring you conversation to help you get up and get after. Coming up in about 20 minutes. So I think what we're going to do here, team, is we're going to do the monologue. And then, Jimmy, do we do community corner today, or do we maybe just pause on it today so we give Maya some time off so we can reset and get ready for On the Record? I think that's what we'll do, Jimmy and Kai? Okay, good. Awesome. We are on the same page, team. Boom, boom. Yes, Aroni. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I believe I have, hey, Charlie, they gave me an extra 10 seconds today. Yes, my team gave me 10 seconds to stand there and decide whether the flow is going to leave or not. Hey, Holroyd, dude, Adam, I'm really a fan of your comments regarding your curiosity with peptides, man. I'll be honest with you, brother. You being the OG here in the lab, I am just going to be frank. I'm leaning into a lot of, so you're curious about it, which means there are a lot of other people curious about it. You're on the journey, which means there are a lot of other people on the journey. So I want to go there with you. I want to learn about it. I believe I'm going to be there with you guys very soon as well. I just got to fucking make some calls to Johnny and say, get it over to me. But I'm curious, Holred, about your journey, how it's working for you, what you're taking, where you're learning, et cetera, et cetera. So as comfortable as you are sharing, I want to keep hearing about it. And to the rest of you guys, let's keep having this conversation about peptides with myself and John Anderson. All right, 65 seconds. Today's morning focus monologue is about, taste. Yeah, the taste of content and the taste of the world of AI. And is AI going to replace you? I don't know. Let's get after it. 65 seconds. Coming up, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
AI won't kill our career. Our lack of taste will. The scary part is we won't notice until the room stops returning our calls.
AI makes it easy to look capable. Taste is what makes us be capable. The gap shows up when it's time to choose.
We can ship 10 drafts before breakfast. That feels like progress. But if they're all forgettable, we just scaled mediocrity.
The market won't punish us for using AI. It'll punish us for using it as a crutch. People can feel generated from a mile away.
Lack of taste is hitting publish because it's clean. It's choosing what's convenient over what is true. It's chasing speed and calling it strategy.
Taste is cutting the impressive line that isn't earned. It's keeping the one honest sentence that actually lands. That's how we keep trust.
AI will hand us options all day. It won't hand us standards. If we don't build the filter, our work becomes noise with better lighting.
That's the title. AI won't take our career. We'll give it away with weak judgment. Keith's about to break it down.
All right, back for the morning focus. A little bit of a monologue for you guys here. Listen, we talk often. There's obviously a few pillars we lean into on this show. Relationships, sex, husbands and wives and partners. We do it with Brianna Bass. We talk Fridays with our very own Dr. John Petrocelli. We talk bullshit. We talk social science. Fascinating stuff with Petro. Love it, love it, love it. We're talking peptides, Keith and Johnny, and we got our expert himself, Johnny Anderson. And of course, we talk AI. AI is just part of the world we live in now. And I guess I'm your resident expert when it comes to AI. If John's your resident expert with peptides, I guess the handsome chief becomes your resident expert when it comes to the world of AI. And listen, as we go down this journey, as the world continues to mature with it, I believe this: AI is not going to kill your career, but your lack of taste using the tool might. And that's the part that I don't think anybody wants to hear, because everybody's asking the same question right now. Is the tools going to replace me? Is it going to replace writers, designers, every job on the planet? Is every white collar job going to be affected by AI? Well, of course it is, but to what extent? And, I don't think AI is going to be the real threat to some serious people. I think the real threat is bad judgment at scale with those same serious people. Because what these tools has given us is really, frankly, the ability to create more output. And that is what's crazy when you think about it. More options, more drafts, more images, the ability to create more content faster than ever before, more ideas, more everything. So what does it mean? Well, more is not the same as better, because more, nation, more is just more. That's it. And once everybody has access to the same tools, the advantage is actually no longer the tool. It's your taste. So I pride myself in the content that we are making here in the lab. I do not consider it AI slop. And I know that people that engage with us and enjoy our content would agree, not slop. But taste is knowing what is good. Taste is knowing what is garbage, what sounds fake, and knowing when something has weight or what to cut. And that's the danger though, because AI can make mediocre ideas look actually polished. And that polished mediocrity is going to flood the internet, and it already is. Beautiful nonsense everywhere. Perfectional looking garbage all over the place. Professionally formatted thoughts from people who have actually never done anything. But yet they're just like, oh, I'm going to make this great post and put it out there. Yeah, true story. That's not intelligence. You know what that is, Holroyd? That's just a decoration. And if you don't have taste, like I think too many of us humans, you're not going to know the difference. Think about that. You'll think that the clean version of what you made is just the good version. You'll think the polished version is the true version. Yeah, but what you're actually doing, you're just creating more, faster slop output. Taste is what separates the operator from just the button pusher. Sorry, Jimmy. And this is where I think a lot of people are going to get exposed. Because for the longest time, tools, the dashboards, the software that we use, they just gave us an excuse. I don't have the right this. I don't have the right that. I don't have the right editor. I don't have the right production team. I don't have the right tools. Well, they're all here now. The barrier to entry is lower than ever. Everything is here. So the question you have to ask yourself is, can you recognize when a piece of content has no soul? That is taste. And taste is earned. You don't download it. You don't prompt it. You don't buy it. You build taste from exposure, through repetition, failure, curiosity, building, knowing what's wrong, knowing what's working, knowing what's not working. And that's why I think our generation, the generation that we call next, the before and after generation, should pay attention here. Because a lot of people, us, are sitting on taste that I don't think you value enough. Here's the thing. You guys have all seen it. You've seen the hype. You've lived through the cycles. You've seen enough bad ideas dressed up as genius ideas, enough brands pretending to be human. Remember when the internet came alive? Hey, let's all be human. Really? Enough leaders confusing noise with strategy. So your experience, my friends, the experience of you, that Generation Xer, that matters now. But only if you use it appropriately. Only if you stop treating this AI like some magic box. Instead, I invite you to start treating it like an instrument. Think about it. That instrument still needs a musician. Oh, that's a powerful metaphor, Mr. Billis. Yeah, think about this. That camera still needs an eye. Hey, how about that microphone still needs a voice? That's me. That's my job. Yeah, true story. A script, well, still needs a point of view, still needs an opinion. Talking to Whitaker, talking to Cheryl about this all the time. Have an opinion, have a point of view. Make yourself relatable. Because AI, well, it's going to generate. But you still have to decide it. And that is the work of the human, the curation of the human. And that decision is where that taste lives, because the future is not going to reward the person who can create the most. We know we can do that easily now. No, the future is going to reward the person who knows what deserves to exist. And that is the difference. That's the difference. There's a lot of people posting, hiding behind effort, posting things here, posting things there. I did this, I did that, I used this, I used that. Great. Awesome. Congratulations. Pat on the back. But was it good? Did it matter? Did it have impact? Did anyone even care enough to come back? Or did they just drive by your building? Did they hang out for a number of minutes? Do they come hang out on our show for hours on end? Because that's the bar. And the bar is only going to go up, not down. Because when content becomes infinite, people, you see it become ruthless. They don't reward you for the output because you worked hard. They reward you with what feels useful, with what creates value and worth their absolute attention. So, no, AI, I don't think so. Not going to kill your career. But your lack of judgment might. Your laziness to not embrace the tools will. Your willingness to publish the first decent thing might. But your inability to tell the difference between signal and filler, that's the problem as well. And that addiction you have also might kill your career. Your tolerance for generic work might also kill it. And that's what's going to get people, not the AI machine stuff. No, the absence of a standard. Yeah, I made it with AI. There you go. It's done. No, think of it as an instrument. Think of yourself as the conductor. Use it creatively. Use it to move faster. Use it to think wider. Use it to build what you couldn't before. But nation, I invite you to consider this. Do not outsource your taste. Do not let the machine decide what is good. Do not confuse volume with value. Because today, in the AI era, the question will not be this. Can you make something? Because the answer is this. Of course I can. Today, everyone can make something. No, the question is this. Can you recognize what is worth making? More importantly, can you recognize what is worth making and sharing? That is where the game is going. And the people like you, a generation that is X, the before, the after generation, the people with the taste, your taste, yeah, you're going to have a very good decade. Welcome to it. All right, wrap it up, the big show. We call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Thanks, Dwayne Whitaker. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for leaning into my monologue. You always are so kind with the words that I try to put out there for all of us to lean into. Listen, I don't, my goal with my monologues is really just to give us all something to think about, to create awareness. That's the goal. That's the absolute goal. So whether you agree with them, disagree with them, lean into it, take something out of it. The goal is to create awareness. And, if you guys can get something out of that, then that is the ambition. All right, guys, that was the show here today. Coming up in 7 minutes, I'm going to sit down with Jon Kiesel right here on the network, a brand new segment, brand new show we're calling On the Record. It is truthfully a paid segment, so I just want to offer that up there. So the editorial control is not me. It is my guest, Jon Kiesel from Division 7 Roofing down in Cincinnati, down in Ohio, I guess it is. And so tomorrow we got Brianna Bass is back on No Safe Words. We're going to ask why couples who fight about nothing are actually fighting about everything. So if you live with somebody and you keep finding yourself in a stupid argument about the dishwasher, honestly, really, you're probably going to want to be in that chat tomorrow. Yeah, I think you are, because maybe that's the day that you're like, really? I think we're going to stop fighting about the dishwasher. Wednesday, we're talking financial identity crisis. Mark Anthony's here on Thursday. And then Friday, Petra was back. But guys, coming up in less than 7 minutes, myself, Jon Kiesel, on the record. On behalf of the entire team here in the lab, Jimmy, Kai, Neiman, John, and everybody making the show go, my name is Keith Billison. Yes, I am the handsome chief. Sullivan, Holroyd, Dwayne, Rico, Charlie, Lauren, the entire gang. I appreciate you guys for spending some time with me and Jon this morning. I hope you guys liked our new segment, The Peptide Desk. We're coming back tomorrow. We're coming back in 5 minutes. On the record, up next on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.